I'm going to continue modeling some props for the desktop for my subway scene now. And I'm going to be working on one of these banker's lamps or library lamps. There's many different versions of this, but because I'll be putting a subdivision of one, I think, on it, I'm going to choose one that doesn't have too much detail. So you can find anything you want. The difficulty is getting one with a real good orthographic view. This is one of the best I could find, and it doesn't work perfectly. So anyways, what you want to do is have your cursor roughly where you want it. I'm going to take everything and hide. I'm going to look from the front, and I'm going to bring in that reference image. So there it is. I'm going to actually move this to a collection, and I'm going to call this desk lamp. So I've got that there. That's the only thing. Okay, so with that done, I'm going to move it so that my 3D cursor is pretty much down at the very bottom of this. And I'm going to start to model. And the way I'm going to do this is Shift-A, Mesh, Plane. Go to Edit Mode, 1 for Vertex, M, Merge at Center. Look from the front, and I'm going to trace out the profile of this. I'm going to use E and G and lay down points. So I'm going to go E and G, and I'm going to come out. Now, I'm going to come out to the side straight, because really, although it's rounded here, the base is actually flat. And then I go E and G, I'm going to come up to here. And then I know that this distance is going to be a little bit too much, so I'm going to take all these points. I'm going to pull them up like that. I'm going to zoom in, and hopefully you can see the points against the image. I can come to the image, come down here under transparency, and I can sort of reduce that. I'm not going to reduce it too much. Okay, let's go back in. Okay. Now what you do is just E and G and pull and roughly follow the profile of your model, of your reference image, sorry. Because I'm putting on a subdivision surface, it doesn't matter. I don't have to be that accurate. I just want a desk lamp. I don't really care that it follows it exactly. It's just one little prop, so I'm just going to go E and G. The negative side to this is that it does create a lot of polys in the end. I'm putting down a lot of points. But I'm not too worried about that at this point. Actually, I'm going to bring these ones out a little bit. You can also go back in and delete points that you don't need, or edges or whatever. So just E and G, just make it happen, just kind of work quick, just like this. Come up to here, I got a couple of rings to do, so let's come in here, let's go E and G, up, E and G, in, E and G to there, E and G, E and G. Maybe I'll come right to there. I'll do one more, whoops, and pull it in to make that a narrower gap. Okay, so here's what I've got. All right. Let's just see what it looks like. Let's hide that. And there's my little profile. Come over to the screw modifier. Do that, and let's go Control 1 as well. For the base, what we're going to do is actually come back and delete that point. And you see it's a little bit too much, so I'm going to look from the side. And I'm just going to go G, and I'm going to pull it to where I like it. You know, it's maybe something like this. And then, in real time, I can do this kind of thing and see how it impacts my model. And that's looking pretty good right there. I might want to put edge loops and tighten this up. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the screw modifier. I'm going to save my work as well. And then I'm going to come in and look at this and see what I can do. And all I really want to do, not that, is throw in a few edge loops to make it a little crisper here and there. So on these things, coming down on this long piece, and going up, and this. I just want to have a look at what I've done here. Okay, this is not too well. So, yeah. Let's see. Maybe I'll put an edge loop here and here. And maybe I'll take this one and pull it up. Maybe I'll just need to put an edge loops like that. And I think that's what I'm going to go for. So, that's probably too much detail for what we're doing. I would say it's almost for sure. I'm actually going to delete both of these edge loops, or dissolve these edges. And let's try and see what happens if I even dissolve that one. Just get a new shape. No one's going to care. No one's going to even barely see that. Maybe I'll even do that for all of these. And just come up like that. There's even one underneath here. Let's scale that. And just come up like that. Save some edges. Maybe I can do some of that in here. If I dissolve that one. Just mess around with the scale of things. And get something that you like. Okay, just keep saving. Alright, come back to my empty. Look from the front. And it looks a little bit off, but the rest of it looks fine. That's what we're going to do. Okay, cool. So I'm going to come up here, and I am going to Shift-Alt and click there, and Shift-S, bring my cursor there. I'm going to bring in a UV sphere, and I'm just going to go quite far down, like 12 and 6 even. I'll try that. And bring it in. Look from the front. And let's try Control 1 and shade smooth. Just so we have that structure on there. And then you'll see that a tube will come out of there. All right. And then it's going to split off. So let's go ahead and do that. That's going to be fine. So I'm going to Shift H, mesh cylinder. I'll go down to 12 as well. And not that. And nothing. That's where you automatically generate the UVs, which is possibly a good thing to have. So let's bring that up. Let's have a look at the reference again. Okay. Scale Shift Z for now. And if you really want to, we could work on centering this a little bit. Let's see, where is all this stuff? Is it under chair or is it under? Yeah, it probably is. There it is. And I really want her under desk lamp. Okay, just this guy here. Where are you? Yeah. Just take it and put it under desk lamp, so everything is under desk lamp. Okay, I'm gonna take this and just move it over a bit. Okay. Move those over. Okay, there we go. Scale Shift Z, not a big deal. All right, cool. So with that, I'm then going to get that edge. And now I can't see the back, so I know this is going to come up to around the middle. And what it's going to have on the back is another one of these circles, and then it's going to come out. And I'll just show, I'm just going to model this. So you can look at lots of diagrams of this, images of this on the internet. So I'm just going to take that again, Shift D. I'm going to bring it up to here. All right, I'm just going to go like that. And then it's going to come out. It's going to come out back and curve and then come forward with these attachments. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to bring my 3D cursor there. I'll look from the top. And I'm going to bring in another plane. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'll go into edit mode. And I will select a couple of these points and delete them. I'm going to take this and bring it over. right in the middle there. Okay, and I'm going to scale this in the X, and I'm going to come right out pretty much to where those would be, and right from the middle. Okay. And then what I need to do that you can't see here is I need to extrude, and I'm going to come forward a little bit, just whatever you want. All right. And then I'll take this edge and I'm going to delete that edge. With those points there, I'm going to convert this to a curve in a moment, but I'm going to grab these and I'm going to curve them. Shift Control B, pull. I'll put, I think, 5 there, and I'll have that. And I'm now going to convert to curve. And in the curve dialog box, or properties over here, I'm going to change my resolution preview to, say, 3. My resolution itself to 3, and then start bringing this up. And just choose a thickness that you think works for you. Maybe not as thick as this. Oh, maybe as thick as that. I'm just going to go down and do that. Okay. Right. And now I'm going to hide that. I got to create these things here. And so I think the way I'm going to do that is at the same level. I'm just going to take this, Shift D, I'm going to bring it out to here. Go into edit mode, and I'm going to rotate Y 90. And take that vertex and delete it. And I'm just going to do something here. I'm going to take this, hit the period key to zoom in on that. I'm going to hit E to extrude. I'm going to come out. E and S. E and just come in like this. I'm going to put one edge loop there. And I'm probably going to call it a day. All right, let's bring back that piece. Let's get rid of the claw, hide that. All right, so let's take this now, push it to here. Let's just look from the side, make sure everything looks pretty good. Maybe I'll move it back like that. Okay, something like that. My 3D cursor is, I guess, in the middle. So I'm going to select this and set origin to the 3D cursor, and I'm going to mirror this across like that. Make sure I save. Let's hide that empty. And this is what we have so far. Most of what we need. Okay. The last sort of part that I'm going to do is this part here, and I think I'll do it really simply by, we could even take this cylinder, Shift D, rotate Y 90. Yeah, maybe I didn't want to do it from the 3D cursor. That's fine. Let's set the origin of geometry. Cursor selected there. Rotate Y 90. Come in, and I'm going to scale it out. Let's scale Shift X. Get it pretty big like that. Okay. All I really need, now that I think about it, delete those vertices, is that part there. Look from the side in edit mode 1. I'm going to delete all these bottom vertices. Okay, select that. So this is what it looks like. Let's hide that empty again. I can even bring it into view where I need it, and I need it around there. In edit mode, I'm going to extrude, E to extrude, and pull down past where I need it. Scale Z 0. Pull it back to somewhere around there. Select it. E to extrude. Come over to the other side. We'll get the exact size we want in a bit. Control 7 to look from the bottom. Face selection and C. And we'll delete these bottom faces. Escape to get off that tool, and Get rid of those faces. Let's have a look at this now. So this is about halfway like that, and it's going to go from one side to the other. Scale this in the X. Keep saving. Okay. And what I'll do here is, well, let's just go ahead and go Control 1 first of all, and you'll see that we'll put an edge loop here and Control B to split it and drag it out like this. I'm going to do that again, and hopefully that's going to be close to what we need. All right. And we'll give it some thickness though, so I'm going to select it all and Alt-S, and I'm going to pull, I think, to have it come in. That's probably enough. And then a couple of edge loops like that, and maybe, oh, not there. Maybe one more here. Hopefully that's okay. And maybe an edge loop where if no one's really gonna see in here. And you know, hopefully from that point it's gonna look all right. I could try taking these ends, we'll see, and Shift E and see if that helps. I think it probably does. So then what I'm going to do is my 3D cursor is right there. That's fine. I'm going to bring in another cylinder, and 12 is fine. That's okay. I'm going to rotate Y90 and scale it down and make sort of like fluorescent bulbs inside this, or one. Maybe we'll just go for one. Scale this in the X. And then I'm going to Control B on that, pull it out to there, and I'll take these ends and I'll extrude them. E and Alt-S and make it a little bit bigger. No one's going to ever see that. I'm just going to shade smooth. And how about we auto smooth that? Do I want that? Let's see how much. Edge loops. The idea is that this thing can swivel, and I'm just thinking about whether or not I want it even a little bit thinner. That's all I'm thinking. I don't know. You do whatever you want. At this point, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take this and those. Let me look from the side. I'm just going to rotate them like that. And then I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to rotate that a little bit and just position it. Just, you know, something a little bit like that. And that's pretty much my light. Okay, 5,000. So, you know. And let's view everything now. So let me just make sure that all of this stuff is here. I don't need my reference image anymore. So that's the empty. Let's get rid of that. And let's bring back everything. And select the desk lamp and scale it. Okay, so there's another prop, and we can put a little, emission on that. And I'm going to continue making more props for the desk as this thing builds up.